This morning we're going to look at Ecclesiastes 11 verses 3, 4, and 5. All right, listen up. If the clouds are full, they pour out rain upon the earth, and whether a tree falls toward the south or toward the north, wherever the tree falls, there it lies. He who watches the wind will not sow, and he who looks at the clouds will not reap. Just as you do not know the path of the wind and how bones are formed in the womb of the pregnant woman, so you do not know the activity of God who makes all things. So if a tree falls in the forest, it says it falls. It's like, well, wait a minute, we already knew that. If this happens in the world, it happens. If that happens in the world, it happens. You don't know all the details. You and I don't know how it's going to happen. We don't know the end result of things. We're just here, you get the starting line and the finish line. You're here during that little short space. You and I are here. And so be active. Act in the world. Do things in this world. And be that way. Be part of what's going on. You are not the full person that knows providentially what's happening. You don't know how God's going to use that, but you do it. And God will turn it and use it for His providential ways of guiding people toward salvation, guiding people toward goodness. And that's what He's asking us to do. So we're finding in this stretch here that, we really can't know all the details, how everything's going to work out, but we still should be active in this world and trying to do good the best we can tell. We get informed by the Bible. We're informed by our day-to-day Christian experience. Of course, the Bible is the authority. We're informed even in our prayer life, and God will even sometimes give us impressions. Be very careful there, because impressions, we can misinterpret impressions pretty well. So we're always going back to the Word. But yeah, be involved in the world. And so, we want this certainty. People tend to want to know, how is this going to work out? And the fact is that we don't need to know how it's going to work out. You don't need to know. What you need to know is, what are the resources God has gifted me with that I can use to bless others? And if I know that, I can simply act. I can simply be doing what I believe I should be doing, and leave the blessing to God. God's going to sort it out. Providentially, Ecclesiastes is telling us here in these 3, 4, and 5, you don't know how it all works together. And it's true. I don't know how it all works together. What I know is that God is in charge. God is on His throne. God is for us. And He's going to work out good things. Even He sends rain on the wicked. Even He sends light and food, to the wicked. He's not just feeding the good people and letting the wicked people starve. God is doing for people all over the place. He's leading them toward Himself. The Bible tells us what? Taste and see that the Lord is good. God's desire is that you and I would be, used by Him in whatever way, so that other people can taste and see that the Lord is good. When somebody hears that you're a Christian, your experience, your behavior should testify to them indirectly. It should testify based on looking at you. If you're the only Bible they ever read, they should be able to look at that and say, there's a case to be made. There really is. That God is good. So yeah, you can't know how it all works out. I don't need to know how it all works out. What I need to know is God's asking me to be a part of this world, a part of the kingdom, and to do good in this kingdom. You're an agent of the King, brother. You're an agent of the King, sister. Let's make sure that the world can tell. Let's put in a note here from verses 3, 4, and 5. You really don't know how this all works. You don't need to know. You need to go. You need to do what God leads you to do and be a blessing to others, as we've spoken about in this section, all the way down to verse 6. All right, that's enough for today. Hey, tomorrow morning, verse 6.